what a heroic performance that was from Fnatic. Honestly, I was gonna come in with like, what a great performance from Hero, because I just felt like every single round, every single play, everything that we saw that was great, all involved one way or another Kaquka and Ash. Hero.
I think that we were so surprised, right? Like Hero stepping in, but time and time again, with Fnatic starting on the defense, just don't go see. Don't go see his movement around the map. All the utility that was dumped on him time and time again did not matter, Ash.
No, it didn't. His ability to just play within those smokes, even this reposition towards C-Long as well. The fact that he has the cam that he ends up checking after he gets this pick to immediately find the location of Magnum here was insane. But you also just look generally at the trip positioning here on that C site. He has that backside trip for when he does have to fall off to buy that extra time, because he knows that the C pushes are going to be aggressive. They're going to look to clear through backside, and he wants to be able to capitalize.
And it's so well compensated that look at him. We're looking at 2 different rounds. He's not using the same patterns, not the same movement, and he's shooting extremely crisp. Looking at this composition, going up against Fnatic, you would think that the trouble is in the Yoru and the ISO coming at you. And do not get me wrong, that was amazing. But the performance from Hero granted Fnatic their most dominant win in the entire year.
We haven't seen Fnatic like this in a long time. But this is the other thing, right? Yeah, outside of Hero, every single death we saw that Fnatic incurred was traded. They traded every single one. Hero just needed to stay alive, and that's all he did. But it was kind of a bonus that he could get 3 kills while he does that.
Yeah, more than a bonus, all right? I mean, it was what, 403 ACS just on the defense side alone, that first half there for Hero. And again, it's the fact that this rookie is now lighting up as a substitute coming in for the team, replacing Leo, the big shoes that he had to fill. And it's so nice to see him slotting in today.
We got to talk about some of the KC stuff we saw, as well as we take a look at Tomazi in the AIM Labs warm-up. Viper Harbor, we never see any EMEA, only a handful of times this year. It's almost like a loud thing, even globally at this point. What did you guys make of the Viper Harbor from KC?
I appreciate the attempt. There were some rounds that were very cool. We also saw how they were using the ultimates. Like the staggering was actually brilliant. I think that the main issue was that every single time that they tried to go see, they would encounter Hero, and it didn't matter how well it was planned, and everything was in good unison. But it looked like Fnatic has always felt very good on Haven and knew everything to a T. They were very quick on the rotations and reacting to what KC was doing.
They also didn't have as much to work off of as far as the executions on site, as far as that initiator utility, right? Because even when Shin, typically we always see him on that Omen, that paranoia is so important in their composition with where they look to execute, how they zone off those sites. And this was the first time that we saw him on a different role.
Yeah, exactly. But if you think about it, if you like rewatch it, even when we were rewatching this, we see the utility coming onto place. Like the Gecko, like for example, when they had that ult onto B, and they use the Gecko ultimate to stun Chronicle, and then the Molly comes in, and it just doesn't happen.
Well, let's take a look and see what agents we're going to get here. Probably from the side of KC, because Fnatic showed their comp already. We're not going to see any changes, but here's the thing. Playing a Viper into a non-Viper comp on Lotus is still extremely strong in this meta.
It really is. I think that the Viper is often underutilized on Lotus within our region as well, where we don't see as many teams pulling out the ability to kind of zone off over towards that rubble control and whatnot. But then you look over towards Carmine Core again, this composition that they swapped into having Magnum on that Sova there as well, they managed to find a lot more success after these teams started reading into that Fade Gecko comp that they used to run.
And Magnum ended up being very important, I think, in this composition. I think that we're going to see more and more from this, but now Fnatic needs to be stopped. Dirka was coming alive at the end of the last map.
Well, this is KC's pick for a reason, so let's see Pansy and Steel if they can take us to a map 3.
That is the question, isn't it? Is map 3 a possibility? We're going to find out, and I do want to come to you in a moment if maybe some of our woes from map 1 could potentially bleed here into map 2. However, if you are just tuning in, have a little look at the bottom of your screens as well. You can get your tickets to come down here. Just scan the QR code and you can join some of the lovely audience. Some very nice people. Very nice. And there's beer. Thank you, man in the audience. Appreciate you for that one. Good sell. Good sell. But Josh, yeah, talk to me now, kind of in a way, because I think probably a lot of KC fans are a little worried after map 1. A lot of issues there showing, not looking as competent as we kind of expected. Lotus is a much better map for them overall. This does start leaning heavier towards their traditional favor. Do you think MNL worries from map 1 would apply here, or do you think they can course correct well?
There were a couple of small things and a big thing from map 1. The small things were, I think they didn't read the map as well as they could have about where Hero was positioning his trips and his setups on Cypher. But the big issue was the mental block about how once things stopped going their way, it just started spiraling out of control. They need to regain control. They need to regain control now, and they need to do it fast.
See if they can. It'll be Fnatic on the attack. That then means, well, of course, KC on the defending side. Early contact made.
The Sheriff spam. So much damage, ripped Durka apart.
Wow, look at him, down to 16 HP. Heroes on 57, and a little bit of chip towards Boaster too. They'll be loving a bit of that. Obviously don't know the damage they've done, but they can maybe extrapolate later on. Certainly going to help them out. Cheeky little camera. No one following through for now. Smoke one way, not really going to be tested here. Neither is the player over towards Mount, so Martin gets to play his life. So KC probably feeling quite confident in it going to be in this A hit, but Fnatic there pretty quiet about things.
Camera broken, but the trip's still up, so Shin is not worried yet. Oh, you can't let that happen.
Playing a little too ahead, getting caught out, had his utility to bank on, and now there's avenues open for them. Pain Shell still there. That's going to go get posted towards kind of deep backside. Forced away a little further. They've got good information. Hero the one who has to get the plant. Boaster did get chipped down early, but not quite as badly as Durka. All the timing. And Boaster was really good from this position before. Remember how well he was playing into that little cubby every single time it felt like. Here though, plant is in. KC still with a good few players to try and get some pressure building. See if there's a flank, anything else? No, there's not. It's all coming from one direction, and that's actually looking pretty good. Trading in well enough that they've got it down to a 2v2, and the last two are the walking wounded. Durka on 16 and Alpha on 10, both very low HP. Oh, and they can't even deny this, I don't think. I don't think they can stop this at all. Nothing to do but die.
Oh, he's
bloody hell, that was a little close. Oof, in the end, Alpha does fall as well, but KC nab away that first round.
That was a big round pickup, but I mean, we have to understand that KC won 2 rounds in a row to open up on Haven. They lose a few rounds in a row, they win on an eco, and they lose out 13-3. So it's not about just getting one round. And it wasn't even like the cleanest either. It came down to a very close 1v1, narrowly diffused the spike, but we have to keep in mind, they're giving up the first blood there as well.
Yes, you're not wrong. And now we just see that Marshall. Uh-oh, Boaster's got Tomasi already. Martin?
No.
Oh, these are mistakes. And I don't expect this from KC. They're one of the better drilled teams normally. They play quite robust Valorant, and Alex Sloppy, Hero's got himself a bloody Bulldog. Oh, man. So we've got the Guardian still with Shin and the Stinger with Narrate, but they've got 4 players to clear time against them. Util still with Durka as well. He's got the Pain Shell, he's got the Satchel, he's got the Boombot, everything. Alpha's got to be careful here. And yeah, he's just chip damaging, putting his life on the line for it. He did get a tag on the back. Plays in Hero, who gets cleared. Narrate does well to swing that. Alpha next up. Individual fight gets taken down. KC starting to build back up here. And this is becoming a problem. They might be able to course correct. They might be able to save themselves this round. The Paint Shell goes in. Does it deny? It does in the end. I don't know if it's got enough time, though. I don't think it does. The defuse should come in comfortably in the end for KC. And they survive.
That was a very good recovery from KC. I think Fnatic could have played that a little bit better with the positioning, with the Bulldog players alone. Alpha's peeking out with the Marshall to get the chip damage, but there's no, you know, in those situations, like, I'll tag you bag. Where are you? Where's the bag part of it? So Fnatic could have closed that out if they had played a little bit better. Good recovery from KC. And yeah, that opening is just so worrisome. They need to be able to figure out how to cleanly get these openings that they want and see how they can convert it. And until they get some clean rounds, I don't know if it's going to be a clean game from them.
Oh, no, I'm still a bit nervous because it was those first 2 from map 1.
Yeah.
I want to see KC look in form here, because by all rights, this should be a belting series, right? This should be a really good game. Kind of the new dogs against the old. A question of form from either. We wait and see how it really looks here. That Bucky is all Narrate's got to bring in. This bonus is rough.
Last game on Haven, they were on attack side when they had to do their bonus, and they fully invested and lost that round. Here, they're budgeting a little bit. They realize we're going to use this as a bonus round. If we lose it, unlucky, we have rifles for the next round. If we win it, cool. We are just starting a lead, starting a comeback. Building some confidence is the most important thing about that.
Managing expectations and building confidence. Shin. Gonna have the one. Beautiful, beautiful shot. Didn't get rewarded with the kill, but he's near on taking down Alpha. Only 10 HP.
And information, but the information's on Alpha. Alpha is normally the lurker for the attackers on the C area. So Shin doesn't really understand. Hey, there's more people behind it.
30 seconds left.
Martin thought he might have caught maybe Chronicle crossing, then potentially Boaster, but no. Now the smoke in here is buying time. They're running low on time here for Fnatic. Down to 20 seconds. They've got to make this hit count, and there's bodies here. Doors open. Martin makes a horrible miss there. Dirk with a punish on Shin. Still need to get that plant down. 10 now going to be on the board by the time they get towards the side. Plant going to be coming in, but there's a lot of trouble here. They're going to be investing the Hunter's Fury. It doesn't land. Hero can at least tank one of those. The plant is in, and Chronicle is punishing. And now that Bucky feels so redundant. Narrate knows it. Just down to the Sheriff here to try and get back a little bit closer. Prowler saved a little later too. Perfect, gonna check on his progression.
Okay.
Must be nice.
Might not be enough, but it's enough to keep him a little bit happy.
Yeah, one more would be really good. Make that money get into question. Got that Sheriff and Bucky to lose, so why not make a go of it? He's got all the kit and caboodle thrown at him, though. Yeah, I think he knows this one's pretty much wrapped up here. Maybe a last quick grab. And that's it. Okay, Fnatic get on the board here. First made. Gun round coming in. It was the bonus for KC. They took down 2.
It was one of those situations where that flick from Boaster onto Martin, who's missed 3 shots, clean shots on the back, easy. Magnum getting spammed down. He's using his Hunter's Fury. He's not behind cover. He gets Odin spammed through with smoke. So many players from Fnatic, only one player with almost full health. Everyone else is under half HP. These are very slim margins. Anything happening in the favor of KC might be a big swing. It's just a little bit more that they need to push.
They got the guns now to maybe do it. Shin.
Big opening. That was a combo.
Massive.
That Dark came in, scanned through the smoke.
They got the reward. Narrate. Oh, Boaster. That's got a sting. Chronicle with a, I don't want to say quick trade, but a trade. Even with a crouching Odin.
Can only be so quick when you got that heavy thing on you.
I love the way you just said that Chronicle's got that heavy thing on him. That's, no, that's fine. That's fine. 3 for Fnatic alive up against the 4 of KC. Martin's got his ult. They've still got the paranoia with Shin, and Shin playing really safe here. I like that. Not allowing a free pick and even. And there's going to be the ult as well, just to clear back through. Doesn't actually spot Chronicle though, but he will be able to get the information on the site. May have noted Durka as well, not sure.
I don't know where Kron is. They understand that he's somewhere in this area. They don't know exactly where.
Oh god, the timing on this is... Oh, Hero saved him then. The ult probably would have done the job, but they doubled down on it. This is perfect timing. That's catch 1 and 2. Yeah, I think it got both there. They've got to know what's coming their way, and Chronicle with a slow creep comes back in, and Martin's on the site. I think he's maybe been seized. He has been. It's done. Incredible work from Fnatic there. You thought maybe KC had a grip on that play and a couple of elements right, but it absolutely capitulated.
Boom. Hero getting that save. Durka just narrowly, like, oh man, that showstopper timing was so close. But yeah, like these picks here, you'd have to say though, this is kind of like karma a little bit, right? Boaster got that flick on Martin the previous round, so he has to go down to a player holding him mouse 1 with the Odin here, fully paranoid.
Look, he's an Odin abuser himself. It's only
true.
karma. It's only karma.
What goes around comes around.
Good lord, and the karma hits me, Josh. It's all over. For now, they come back in here, KC, with a much weaker buy. Obviously, just easy, Tiger. Durka, this is an isolated effort. Got to be really cautious to not do this on his own or potentially give up a rifle, but no one's with him yet. The door's
This
really
is why he's doing it.
Yeah, but yeah. Yeah. Eco Cobra strikes again.
Sorry.
No, you're... Hey, the thing is that He may not get punished for it here, right? The thing is that Fnatic probably just clean house. There's no harm, no foul. But in a different world, someone could punish him, pick up a Vandal, and then who knows what happens. But it is Durka back on the raise, so it tends to go quite well for him.
Yep. 2 players alive for KC on their eco. Recovered their Vandal. A little bit of a hero Vandal purchase just to see if they can get something going here.
It's not going to happen. Durka farming. And again, seeing Durka with the raise does just feel like such a night and day performance to that Yoru or anything else that he kind of leans on. This still looks very, very good for him.
I think the difference
Spike
between
planted.
him playing on a duelist such as Raze is you're usually kind of in a more specific system. You're with the team a lot more. You're in a kind of a pack. You get to a certain point and you do an execute and you have abilities coming in left, right, center. You're going with the team. There's a lot of chaos going around. It creates a lot of space for you. You create a lot of space for your team. And there's this kind of synergy there.
And he thrives in that.
He thrives in that. And when he's on an agent like Reyna on Icebox or Yoru on other maps, Breeze, I know that we don't get to see that anymore, but now he's on Haven.
Yeah.
It's where he's more of an individual. He has to make individual decisions. He's not with the team. He has to, when it's so clear, the path that's set out, the goal, and you're with the team and you're executing it together for the game plan, it's a lot easier for a player, a duelist like Durka to be able to execute that than to be on their own, knowing when they're supposed to activate or deactivate and what decision, how they're supposed to react to certain information going around the map. And it's a lot more difficult for certain duelists to be able to make those decisions. The mechanics of Durka are so good, and that's why he's on this duelist agent. And when we see him on Raze, it reinforces that.
It is interesting to see such a variety, isn't it? When you see from player to player, I know NA was kind of leaning in towards that Demon 1 Aspas comparison when you're talking about the 2 different ways, even to play just like a Jet, for example, and then how it looked from EG to NRG and all of this sort of stuff. But it's interesting, even in the minutiae, to kind of discuss Durka from when he's on that Yoru, the role he plays and his goal in mind, to this, where it seems to suit him much better. But pausing that, we'll see how it looks going forward, because it was a decent Haven for him as well, but I mean, it was hard to lose when everyone's firing as well.
Everyone was on
Everyone
point,
was working.
And KC was also dropping the ball big time.
So now we've got to see where this picks up. Does this even out a bit? Because KC are no slouches here. This is one of the maps. If you're looking at the map pool, it starts to lean better for them. First pick this time, Chronicle goes down. Now they can respond accordingly, right? You can see all the players coming over. Smoke goes in to stall out a little here. Paranoia comes in. Again, what do they want to do with this Magnum? Well, that's a little audacious. Got to be careful here. Does have the utility to bank on, so he knows that they can't springboard instantly, but Fnatic don't have space here. They've been surrounded. They've lost a lot of that map control.
Cutting off the rotations is Martin, though. It's going to be very difficult for Fnatic to be able to pivot. Even if they decide to go B here, they're getting flooded in from multiple different angles, including that flank on mid.
Nightfall, that's still in narrate. That's got to have caught 3. That's big info, again, just on its own. Martin can just shoulder this if he wants to. He's keeping so much information. They're still going this way, and he can then collapse on those backlines if he feels like it.
Did they get the spot on the info? He didn't. Oh, the timing on the jiggle.
And Alpha's given them a chance, maybe a seed of doubt placed, and now they can pivot back, and that's what they're doing. 19 seconds, though. Tomasi still stands. Where do Fnatic go? They could walk in somewhat of the unknown, or they go and double back down towards B, but look at the space that they're going to be trying to go into. This is rough. Magnum's still here. Oh, a missed shot. That could have been round
big
done.
Scan.
There they are.
Yeah, big info.
Spike planted.
That's going to be what they need. Nice from Narrate, takes down Durka. Can't quite follow up with the trades there for Tomasi. And now just Boaster gets swept aside. KC meeting them step for step across the map. Good work from Tomasi to keep that C site safe in the end. After that fight between, I think it was Alpha and Shin going Alpha's way, that created a small chance, and then it got folded in on.
That was crazy timing. I was saying good smoke towards the beginning of the round here. As soon as Martin gets this pick here, realizes no one else is here, instantly there's a smoke dropped at the entrance of C. They're blocking the C main entrance. They realize Fnatic is trying to come C in this situation, so that was a good trade. But then Tomasi, he's jiggling from the back of the site. Alpha slips right on the timing of the jiggle and is able to catch Shin, who's trying to use support utility. I think he was trying to re-smoke maybe the front of B main, and then that opening could have made a big difference. Losing that duel because of the landing inaccuracy on that box. Tomasi's able to clean that up. He's back.
With the op. Interesting choice. Okay.
Why? You don't respect the Killjoy up?
I mean, I respect it when it's Alpha. I don't ever doubt Alpha anymore. We've learned the hard way.
Target destroyed.
I may take down my turret, but I'm going to take its place, apparently, is the line. But a little bit of a closer lean here from KC. Willing.
Camera taken out.
Okay, clear the camera. Willing to take a more of an aggressive posture. Crushing that one way. But already you've got Durka a little ahead. He's already shifted over to that right side. The feet being spotted. And there's the punish. Durka just slipping a little bit deeper, unnoted. And now they've opened up a big chance. They can punish maybe these rotations. They still have players over towards this side on rubble. That spike is still in the hands, though.
It looks like I just highlighted the whole map, but that's basically what I'm highlighting is the fact that KC, they're trying to defend 4 different positions right now instead of just locking down and gambling. We're talking about other teams and how they would kind of play out these late round situations. Here we see KC is kind of doing that gamble on A, realizing it's not an A hit, they're moving back to C. And now this rotation to C together with the Sova on the flank, Magnum, this is going to be a really good rotation. The lockdown's going to keep them outside of the site, and that's going to actually drop Fnatic's guard a little bit. Planting for Mound, taking Waterfall.
Ooh. This, I guess then does Chronicle get to be able to hold this? Does he slip back in? How do they actually hold on to it? You're right, they've prioritized Waterfall here, but again, roll your mind back. Some of the best moments from KC were these retakes. Their pressure used to be exceptional. They were so clear-cut, so concise. And now, with the Viper's Pit in the way, though, this becomes incredibly difficult. The options are looking incredibly thin. I'm wondering if they're pulling the plug on this.
I think they're pulling the plug. This Viper's Pit was a nail in the coffin. Hero.
Ah, gets outdone there. Narrate clears him, and that's safety now to keep these rifles in hand. This was getting dangerous. Fnatic starting to find a little bit more form as this goes on, finding openings. And maybe you're right, they need to kind of almost double commit, double down on holding some of these lanes here and leaving some vulnerabilities. So the highlights when we were talking about KC was those retakes back in the day. That's one of the highest points of their play, especially on a map like this.
KC should be happy, though, with the end result there, the consolation prize. They were able to keep 4 rifles alive into this next round. Had they gone for it and lost all the players, they wouldn't have this. And had they all tried to split up and hold their sites one by one, that could have also been disastrous. So I'm happy that in the end, they did do the gamble on A. And then we went C, they tried to do the retake. Fnatic had a really good play. They took Waterfall off the back of the lockdown. They realized, hey, there's nobody in Waterfall, so it's got to be either spawn or flank. They smoked off spawn, locked it down with a Viper's Pit on top of that, got away from Mound, so they got away from Magnum's flank, and they really just completely took control of that post plant. So that was a really good step for Fnatic to be able to secure that round, but I'm happy that KC was able to gamble. They chose the wrong site, they attempted the retake, realized, hey, this is not working, let's get out of here.
And it's spurred on this timeout as well, because the scoreline may be deceiving if people are just tuning in and you're not quite sure what we're seeing, but thankfully we can see that little kind of progression here. Those first 2 rounds, you almost said it at the start, hey, remember the first map? They got the first 2, then there was that one moment. Starting to have some glimmers of that. Round 6, of course, the last one that they were able to convert in their favor. And you can see Eng probably just wanted to check back in, because once we've gone into these gun rounds, it has been drifting towards Fnatic's favor. So these 4 beside them, high value pickups. And Fnatic know that, of course. They're well and truly aware, so they even get a little check in themselves with their coach as well, get everything back in line, prepared for what's going forward.
Very similar scoreline, almost exactly the same. KC actually lost rounds 3 through 6 and then won on round 7 on Eco. So very close. Oh, big pick off.
That's massive work from Martin. This time turning up the tempo, getting aggressive, playing a little more volatile, but calling no man's land, and they've lost Narrate.
They don't know about Shin, though. They have no idea.
Shin, that's 1, he needs more, he's got more, that's 2.
You know about the 30? He
has no clue about Boaster. Boaster got, I think, one of those kills earlier on, but again, it was chaotic. But they've been able to bring this back to a 2v2. Heroics from Shin to maybe save them here. But we're still above a minute. And who do we have standing? Boaster, all his kit. Both smokes, paranoia, everything you need. You got Alpha as well, just putting down the alarm bot, making sure that back line stays safe. But how do they find Magnum? How do they navigate past Tomasi? This is difficult for them now.
I think Alpha is probably one of the players that you want to have alive in those types of situations. For Fnatic, 2 versus 2, loads of time, still 40 seconds left on the clock.
Easy now, Magnum. Supposed to commit forward.
Yes, they will.
Oh, okay, a trade. And now it's Boaster in a 1v1.
30 seconds
Smoke's
left.
there. He's got a plant. Tomasi closing the gap. Still got the paranoia. Still another smoke. Still has his TPs as well. Could be difficult. Could be tricky. And he's going to back away. Decides to play by tree. Can maybe play off the paranoia if he hears a tap on the spike. But does Tomasi get proactive here? It looks like he might. So many things to consider, but he's going to take a gamble, take a risk, take a chance! And Boaster takes his life. 4 kills for him this round. saving them after Shin almost undid them over by Rubble. He was the one to trade it back in. He was the one to take those next steps. And things feeling a little dreary now. This is a great start for KC.
That was a huge start. And Shin being able to get a couple more from up top there before he gets traded out by Boaster. Boaster eventually clutching out the round in a 1 versus 1. Again, have to wonder why Tomasi in the situation.
Hello? Yeah, I don't lose those.
All right,
Still
giving
the
it,
entertainer.
giving it.
Still the entertainer. Oh man. I'm worried a bit for KC here, Josh. I know these rounds are close. I mean, that was a 1v1. It was very, very much on a knife's edge. That could have gone either way, apparently, you know, unless you believe Boaster, who doesn't lose those. But there's just there's nerves to me here, and this is getting messy. Tomasi has found Chronicle, so actually punishing a little bit of a deeper line here. Although it might have been Durka to go down, but no. Tomasi gets to walk away with his life. Yeah, down on 30 HP, but he's still standing. Maybe cycle out that rifle, potentially. Alpha looking for options. Did he hear the step? I think he did. Timing on the punish as well. That's a problem. B's now open and available. Yeah, the smoke goes in, but they have to check behind this.
Fnatic still postured towards A. It's actually pulling KC back towards B. Is Alpha's going through? What's going on? The door's open. Is it a C pivot? What's going on here? But KC, they're going to walk push through, realize B is clear. Unless it's C, it's got to be A. It might just take that gamble.
Clearing that question mark, right? That little bit of pressure from Alpha was enough that they have to put bodies behind it, which they did. Now they can drift back through. The timing is everything. Oh, Narrate, I thought he could have had another. He did in the end. Gets to walk away on 23, but Alpha was still waiting. And the TP's there. We're off and away towards C. Plant's going to come down. The cavalry in the form of Alpha is holding the flank. And these two clutching up so often. And roll your minds back. This feels all too familiar. But sadly for Tomasi, he's on 30 HP and he's got a bloody stinger. And he got close before, but this is asking a lot of the young man. Hearing that utility go down, he's got to know they're close. The double together, both of them waiting. This time Alpha wants the 4K. He gets the reward of it. And KC, this is going to take, this is a bit of a gut punch, it feels like. They're not getting what they want here. They do have a buy this round, but Josh, this has got to start feeling pretty horrific.
This is getting to a point where... What I was talking about earlier, it is continuing to spiral. KC, they're not even in horrible positions, but they're uncharacteristically losing a lot of duels. They should be winning them. I have to roll it back to the round that Martine has a dead to right, Boaster on the back, whiffs. We're seeing that every single round right now, and it's not even just that they're losing these duels. They win these duels normally, right? So when they start losing these duels, they don't really know what to do after that. They're like, well, we've never been in this situation. This is the easiest kill of my life. I missed it. Now what do I do? I haven't been here before. I win this duel.
It is interesting seeing these teams trying to navigate these new issues that are being presented to them, right? Because, as I said, start of the year, KC were near on untouchable. They were one of the teams that were just, bursting on the scene. Everyone excited by, these young players, the talent, and now they are under the gun. Now they're feeling the scrutiny. Now they're feeling that pressure. Durka's already on the site. His pathing just completely negating any of Tomasi's utility. And KC having to try and take this back. Again, last time they had to pull the plug on this sort of round. Narrate does have the Nightfall, so maybe that could work out well for them. There it is coming in, and actually Shin and Martine starting to clear through. That's not bad for Durka though. Pain Charles back in, they're going to pop the ult on Martine as well. This is all going to be topsy-turvy, but Durka is just turreting around on the site. Martine can't even find him. Durka is backing away. He's being such a nuisance to try and clear. They have to try and deal with him. Fnatic digging in deeper. This is looking done for Martine. Can you go above and beyond for your side? 8 HP and a dream here. Durka has been a nightmare on the other side, and they don't know where he's gone. 3 already, and Martine trying to creep back in. It's all about timing, and it's 1 bullet needed. Durka this time with 4. We've had Boaster do it, we've had Alpha do it. Now it's Durka's turn. And you're right, they're just not landing some of these shots. KC look a little out of sorts here.
It's one of those situations where it's so difficult to be able to get back into the game strategically, tactically, if you're not hitting your shots. Because at that point, nothing works, and if nothing's working, you're at a loss. Not just the players, but the IGL, the coach. Where's the timeout in a situation like this? Let's get back into focus. Let's create some solutions to these problems that we're seeing.
Held on 3 rounds here, KC. I can't believe what we might be seeing. I think a lot of us were expecting maybe a 3rd map between these two, but if it keeps going this way, it's a 2-0. There's still a chance for KC to get a couple of rounds here, though. Maybe give themselves a chance into that second half. trying to get proactive. They did catch out Alpha before.
It doesn't matter.
It's not getting caught out now, though.
Alpha has been on point for these guys every single... He's not lost a duel, I don't think.
I mean, look at this guy, and again, you know I love my Fnatic glazing, apparently, but...
Yeah,
I
back to winning, of course.
Yeah, but from map 1, where you see him on the ice, oh, God almighty, look at this dude! Look at that! That's a Ferrari peak. The Xantares peak.
That was a perfect shoulder.
It's just... what are you meant to do? What are you meant to do against that? Again, on map 1, he's on the ISO. Here, he's playing this lurking role. Remember that pressure he put on B before? So much going right for him. Whereas now, I mean, you're looking at what KC can get away with, and it's nothing. Nothing. It's just a plow against them. And an attempt could be made. A kill could be found. They need 4 more. And there's just confidence. They just back themselves in these fights, dropping the smoke. Yeah, you can see it. You can see it across them. Fnatic look revitalized here, and we were talking about this bigger picture, weren't we? Start of the day when we came in. This is a litmus test of performance. Where are these two teams? Start of the year, you got top-end KC. Yeah, some highs and lows, some issues internationally, you know, but still you kind of give them a bit of forgiveness there. Fnatic had a pretty shaky start to things, you know what I mean? So again, we were kind of like questioning, and they're playing with a stand-in. You know, this is the crazy part where you're like, okay, but surely this is when it gets even worse. It compounds the problem. No, apparently they're miles apart. I'm thoroughly surprised by what we're seeing in the last couple of days from Fnatic.
Fast opening. He's gonna sub-ulti behind this maybe, or?
I mean, well, Shin's gonna die. That's what's actually gonna happen, Josh. I think Casey would like that answer if you have any.
Yeah, I think like there's two things going on. One, Fnatic not making a misstep. They're hitting all their shots.
Yep.
And Alpha's been a thorn on their sides. Even when they haven't been able to get the primary objective, Alpha's been in a position, call an audible, bail them out. But KC, again, Tomasi, are you going to try to hold this by yourself? Your teammates are across the map still.
You should run.
Lockdown.
Okay, Hunter's Fury should deal with that.
Gets one more shot off.
Yeah, okay. There's still about a minute on the board though, so they don't have to commit just yet. They're just kind of creeping behind this. Prowler should know that they're here. Tomasi, this is so hard to hold. You have so many against you. Can you isolate a fight? You can. You absolutely can. Heating up now. Has the support from Martin. Better work. Better damage. Tomasi, the one-man army in Alpha though, the last man alive. If it was anyone else, I'd call it Raps. Unfortunately, Martin was the difference this time. KC make it up to 4.
That's a glimmer of, you know, a shroud of what KC is capable of. We know that they're capable of it. They know they're capable of it. That's why I feel like we haven't seen many adjustments from them, because why adjust? It's just, oh no, I just missed my shot. It's not going to happen again. They keep doing the same thing. Fnatic on point the whole way through. Alpha just doing such a dirty job right now. I wonder if they're going to give him so much space on the defense around C to let him just be on his own and just do whatever he wants. Alpha on this defense side. I wouldn't be surprised if we see him pushing up. The scoreline doesn't show it 9 and 7. Like, oh, he's not doing that great. Why are you guys, you know, beefing it up like this? He's been winning every single duel, and he's single-handedly, with just the opening, won at least 4 rounds for Fnatic.
Yeah, it's impact frags, right?
Yeah.
Like, out of those 9, you got to argue the vast majority have given them almost the round off the back. It's been wild. As it stands, though, we flip sides. We hope that KC gets a bit more of a heartbeat to them here. We want to see a competitive game. Oh my god, the paranoia was so good, but that's the answer. KC a little disconnected from each other, but get the catch up on the 2. There's still life here. There's still a chance. Smoke gonna go in, doesn't really hinder them. Fnatic still in this 3v3 though. Durkin noted, they know one was on the flank.
Spike planted.
They probably know where Bosa put that paranoia from. So there's a good chance they've got a decent read here for this post-plant setup on KC. Sit very close on the site.
Another situation where Fnatic is low, and KC hasn't been able to close out these types of rounds, but
okay, but look at this
they've been good up pistol.
This crossfire should be good. You got Narrate on one side, and when they get contact, they can swing. They can swing. What is going on? That felt so perfect, Josh. That felt like KC had the perfect post-plant little setup for that, and then somehow Fnatic still win it.
I'm actually speechless. They're going for headshots there. They don't realize Fnatic is so low. Just go for a body shot or two and you just get your kill. This opening from Fnatic was beautiful. The trades coming in from KC, you think, oh, they're in a position 3-on-3, low HP on some of these players. We have A-site for free. This fight right here was everything, though. They didn't move together. They're whiffing shots. It's been the trend of the whole game. I said I was speechless, but that was a speech.
Oh, it's a pretty condemning one here. Held on 4 now. Oh, KC, they're managing to stay away from the Seize Nade combo, but Fnatic then taking the space off the back. We have Sheriffs coming out. I want to see one of these players step in here because, Narrate was meant to be one of the next young guns coming up, the ones to watch. Same with a couple of the other players as well. You can't really say much wrong about the KC roster. There's a lot of talent there. And it's weird to not see them on point. It just feels like something's off, something's in the water. It could be revealing a couple of positions. Magnum could be on the chopping block. While all this happens, it is a pivot towards B. Now, Chronicle has been very sharp today. I think he was towards the top end of the board. Might have been taken over by Durka by now, but already hindering their access to this. Magnum lost, Durka down, so a little bit of a trade out. Can KC find any more? I like what they're doing, trying to paint this intention of this C hit.
Opening the door, lurk smoke towards C, and the walkout towards A. Boaster. Jump spotting from sight. He's going to get really good info off this. Don't know if he saw them there. He definitely knows now. He still has paranoia. He still has a smoke if he needs it. He just needs to live and buy time for his teammates to come here.
Wait, where are they going?
They're going back to C now. We already had Tamazi on the walk up here. As soon as they get spotted by Boaster, they're instantly getting confirmed. Hey, there's multiple of us here. We're back to C. Tamazi, he's going to take the space, but he needs to not overextend. He needs to be happy with what he has and play this down together.
So tempting, isn't it, though, to take that extra couple of steps towards CT or Ward for you. Like, hey, guys, I got so much of this.
Stay together.
Massey, Chronicle, just reading the chance that someone slipped that smoke. Now, Fnatic using the limited amount of utility they have to clear quite close, just in case someone had tried to slip a little deeper. It is just Sheriff still, tricky, up against Bulldogs, and that Vandal on Alpha.
Paranoia still for Boaster.
There's the Paranoia going in time to try and re-clear. Fnatic gonna find 2. It's on the side itself, it's on Narrate. The guy who's their hero before, but today it's just not happening. Diffuse there for Fnatic. The retake's good. 3 stay alive. And the silver linings aren't enough for KC now.
Fnatic's moving so well together in these retakes. The way that they reposition, they spotted the player in Waterfall, they're spamming through the smoke, they regroup, they go heavy through spawn. Not a single person left on their lonesome. They smoke, they use the paranoia, they scale in with it, go for all the trades. And I have to wonder, was KC playing that not to lose instead of to win? Because in that situation, they were kind of feeling out, oh, maybe I push Waterfall, oh, maybe we go spawn, and then they decided, no, let's play passive, let's play safe. But when you play too safe, you give too much respect, and Fnatic disrespected them.
Right. And now onto their, really, this is the last hurrah for KC. If they don't convert this, you're worried. You're down in the doldrums. But Fnatic, they're on 10. Everything looking good, everyone hitting their shots, nice reads, nice retakes. You can't fault it. So KC, time to turn up. Already looking at both Durka's position over towards B. This will be interesting to see the value he gets. Paranoia goes in. Oh, Durka. Oh, okay, it's not as clean as you'd like, and he does get traded. Tomasi giving them a chance, but Hero then steps into the arena. Bloody hell, it's all on Tomasi again. This guy, how much can he be asked? He's got a 1v1. Chronicle, one side of the ring, Tomasi the other.
Good timing on this reposition, Chronicle. He's gonna realize, not before long. Oh, he realizes already. Just
so smart.
So cerebral.
You can hear the Spanish casters absolutely popping off. Gotta love him.
It's gonna be one of those tension-building moments because Chronicle's like, wait, he's not here yet. I'm gonna turn around just
30 seconds.
check
When's that timing?
One more time, I'm just gonna check B and I'm gonna turn around the wrong
25 seconds! He's got him! Chronicle, you said it though, so cerebral about it. Re-clearing that B side, double-checking, and then he's got that internal clock ticking. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. It's one of those days, you know? It's one of those days, KC fans. It happens. It happens. We don't often see this level up from Fnatic. You know, this has been a drought for them in the last couple of days. They've heated up a bit more, started a little bit better, starting to seem revitalized almost, with Hero coming in. Kind of a new lease of life to them. And for KC, it feels like being blown out of the water here.
This is a very one-sided game. I don't remember the last time we've seen a kind of like blowout like this, especially if Fnatic's able to close out here in the next few rounds. It's going to be very one-sided. 2-0.
I can't believe it.
Against KC.
It just doesn't seem real, does it? But KC still with a chance. Still got a Bulldog, 2 Vandals, Guardians. Desperate for a round to go their way in the Pain Shell and the Seas. I mean, they're lucky to be alive, and they do get to live, and they take down 2 on the other side. Know what's coming their way now.
Planted.
Oh, that's better. There we go. A little bit of life in him yet. Chronicle and Alpha.
One enemy remaining.
Going to be cleared out. KC, okay. This is better.
This is a lot better.
Where's this been?
This is what they're expecting. They're just like, why haven't we been able to do this every round? We're playing no different.
Hello. Chronicle. He's going to be hunted down here. Not many options. But for them, also, their money's pretty rough, actually, for KC. So keeping these Vandals is pretty damn important. And they found Chronicle there. And Analysts flawless. Finally for KC. Finally get in there. That's one. They got to keep going, though, Josh. This can't be just a one-off. They've got to find success in succession. It cannot be a singular round.
When we were watching the Na'Vi game, we were kind of discussing who are the top dogs of the region right now, and you obviously have Heretics at the top.
Absolutely.
And then kind of in the next pack there, it's Fnatic, it's Foot, it's KC.
Yeah.
And Na'Vi's kind of falling out of that. KC, if they want to remain in that, they need to get more rounds clean like that. They need to remember who they are.
Now you're on the money. These guys, dangers through and through. Shin, one of the players who gifted them one of those 5 rounds near, and it felt like some of these moments on his shoulders. Need a little bit more from everyone, though. It's, you know, it's across the board sort of effort. Gonna be. Oh, look at this walk up. Oh, the timing. No idea. Magnum completely unawares. They've cleared that back line. This forces KC forward, investing the dimensional drift. Taking a glimpse through towards tree. It's cleared. Do they clear? I don't know if he cleared.
I don't think
Chronicle.
they cleared him.
I don't think they know about Chron.
Okay,
it's fine. It's fine, apparently. Narrate's got his support. Why am I still worried? I shouldn't be worried. Narrate's still here. He's starting to heat up. That's 3 this round. Plant going to be coming in. Durka and Alpha, yeah, they got some ults, but look at the weaponry. Guardian and a Sheriff. You got to say Martin's good for this, and he is. This is nice. It's looking like 6. Can they keep 3 alive, though? Down to 2 here. There it is. Nice from KC. Couple of good rounds now back-to-back.
I was getting a little bit worried for Martin because he was body shotable by both the weapons, the Sheriff or the Guardian, and that opening could have made the catalyst for Durka to be, okay, I'm popping the showstopper and going in. But it was a good setup. The rest of the players were there in a position that they could get a double fight at the same time. One in the pit and one about to come up the ropes. So as soon as the pit player takes the contact, up the rope at the same time, ensuring that trade. 6 to 11, gap's getting closed a little bit.
Little bit.
Fnatic, they still have that showstopper, they still have that lockdown. But Alpha, on his lonesome again.
Round by round is how they have to take this, kill by kill, step by step. It's a long road back for KC, considering how these rounds are going. But they've taken the perfect couple of moves forward, right?
Neither of those shocks hit any of the utility from the Killjoy. Alarm bot's still up, it's still blocking the entire entrance. 2 mollies there. And a default split from KC. They're trying to confirm that info. They're trying to find out where is this Killjoy setup. How can we do a little bit of misdirection here? Soften the C side up a little bit, and it's working. 3 members of Fnatic in position towards A. And the C hit's coming in. The alarm bot trigger.
There it is. They know what's coming now. You can hear it. The lockdown as well.
The bait.
Then swings. The timing is good, but Martin goes above and beyond for KC again. How much can this one man do here? He's still got to keep going. Take down the lockdown and secure the site, which is what he has done. Planting the KC flag on that C site for them. Durka still a showstopper. Boaster got the Odin coming in. Still got the Paranoia. Still got a lot of kit for the Fnatic side. Smoke drops, target found, first man gone. Martin removed, who was the kind of instigator to a lot of the success. Trying to maybe time it on the haunt there. Not going to get it. Tomasi now has the angle.
Big duel.
I think they know it. Narrate though, great damage. Spams into the smoke, and I think he got the reward off that. And I think these two save. I think they have to back away here. Round by round, Josh, KC. They're starting to bring this back. This is going to be 7 on the board now.
This is... Amazi knows. He's hunting him down. Smells that blood. He's locking in. Can he find Boaster, though? Boaster trying to just get out of there. He needs this Odin saved. It's going to put a lot of pressure towards A. Maybe gives away the setup a little bit, but again, round by round, KC's closing it off.
He should be able to keep this. No one else able to get there. That's 3 in a row now. They've got some ults to play with too. The TP, the Hunter's Fury, and I guess
that was
a massive,
really nasty entry.
Yeah, that was.
And you know, it might sound that we're being harsh or negative towards KC, but it's not really about negativity or anything.
Little Boaster, where are you, mate?
And then he dies.
He found Little Boaster.
It's more about like disappointment about we know that they could be so much better.
Oh,
and
yeah.
we want to see it. And we are seeing that in the last few rounds now. If they started with this, think about how different the game could have been.
You're right. But if they pick up now, if they can keep going, this time they remove the alarm bot. Learning from the last round just a moment ago. That's going to be off. Chronicle and Alpha again, they've had so much thrown their way. Similar scenes this time.
Did he get the orb up on C already, on Martin? Because he's 1 off, and they do have Silver Ultimate here. They grabbed it already.
What's the game plan now for KC? Similar?
They're doing opening the door right now on A site, putting a little bit of pressure. It's not doing anything though.
Yeah, I don't think they're falling for it twice. Fnatic trying to learn on the fly.
Oh, the scan comes in.
Martin is so good at these entries. He's doing serious work for KC. Alpha has to respect this. He can't hold this. He has to sit back a little bit deeper, tries to go back in with the Sheriff. And a couple of shots nearly landing right through. Oh, that was close enough. Hero has found Martin. You're not going to lose this one though, boys. Surely not. KC, this is the one that you close out on. Durka wants to get in, tries to post it, only finds the pillar. And now things starting to look a little dreary. Fnatic not finding that springboard forward, taking a couple of steps for KC, holding the line. Fnatic now down to 2, now down to none. KC, they are doing this. It is arduous and it's hard fought for, but they are stringing rounds together now.
And Fnatic, they were doing so well. They were so hot. I wonder if they got to the point where in their mind, this game was already won for them, and they started shifting into the kind of position of, we're winning. I'm going to keep doing whatever I'm doing, taking a little bit more risks, taking more of a chance, because you were getting away with it before. But guess what? KC is hitting back now. You need to slow your roll. You need to change your approach. You realize that they are getting close. Now it's time, okay, let's start locking in. No more mistakes. We can't give them any room to breathe. We need to suffocate them.
You're right. And I want to take this time during this Fnatic timeout that you can see them having a chat with, is highlighting Martin on these entries as well. His approach towards C has been nuts. It's been completely outdoing Kron. It's been pushing Alpha to an impossible situation. It's been wonderful to witness seeing him start to hit a little better. You've got Tomasi, Narrate. Everyone's starting to wake up a little bit here. We're seeing a much better look from KC, something that was missing for a while. But then what's the answer for Fnatic? They have a buy here. They have 2 ults. They've got the Viper's Pit with Chronicle, and they still have the TP with Boaster. Again, maybe not the most instigating sort of moments, but enough that they could do some serious damage in these rounds. We have to wait to see what the approach is, as timeout now coming to a close.
We've seen a couple of gamble stacks from, not gamble stacks, we've seen a couple of bait setups. So Chronicle in the elbow bend there, trying to get baited into a setup so that he can catch people on the side. It almost worked one time. Martin got a flick off on him. Beautiful entry. This last round though, dart, flash combo, Martin's able to entry that way. I think Fnatic needs to do more gamble stacks and start taking control of the map.
But we've got Boaster and Durka here this time. That's a total switch up. We haven't seen this before, nor have we seen him get this proactive. Okay, Durka's been noted. How long does he stick around on this? He can't stay forever, no. Forced to respect it, but burns a little bit of that utility early, so the dart's going to be used for now. So a little bit of a different setup. They're going to note that. KC should know now they're not up against the same sort of look, and it's a trade out. Magnum going to get Boaster, but it's Durka to find it, and Chronicle on the other side of the map. He's removed that one man. Normally, Tomasi's had a lot of freedom, a lot of presence to push there. Now what do they do with a man disadvantage? Martin still has his ult, and a dry fight for Durka, trying to maybe catch a bit of the timing.
So
he is lucky to be alive. Hero in unison. This is not this round. This isn't the one you let slip, surely. It was after the timeout. It's worked well for Fnatic here. This looks like 12 could be happening unless Martin or Narrate, two very capable players, pull it off.
Whoa.
Martin, that's outrageous. You're counting your lucky stars to try and catch out Chronicle like that, and now it's all on Martin. Position was noted. The spike down in a really rough position for him. And for Fnatic, finally getting something going their way. A 1v4 is a lot to ask for with 30 seconds.
30 seconds left.
This round, just the things that were kind of happening. Martin chasing with a Magnum chasing with a shock dart out. Martin's Euro ultimate coming out right next to Chronicle, and Chronicle got lucky once.
Look at him. That's what you get for trying to do that to him earlier.
Pop out with a double barrel in his back.
12-8. That could be the killing blow, but this was a round, you know, a little out of sorts. It was 4 in a row for KC. And this adjustment, this little switch up seemed to work so well, and KC slowing it down. They've called a timeout now as well. They've got to pull out all the cards here, all the stops, anything they got left up their sleeve. Now is the time to bring it through.
No more mistakes. They can't get sloppy. Last round, I feel like they were getting ahead of themselves a little bit. They won 4 rounds in a row. They thought they were immortal. They got that opening pick on Boaster, but then they lose to Mozzie, to Chronicle opening the door at A from Tree, and then it's a 3-on-4, and they're stressing. They are feeling the pressure of the situation. Oh my God, we can't let this slip. They're going to be on 12 rounds. They're going to be on series point. I need to go and make this play at Waterfall. Boom, he goes down. Okay, I'm going to pop my Euro ulti and try to make an opening. And they're splitting up, and they're letting things just slip away from themselves, because I feel like that is the pressure that is starting to mount down on them. And this timeout from KC couldn't have come at a better time, because, well, I mean, if they lose another round, it's done for. They need to use any timeouts to talk about strategy, talk about emotions, talk about managing everything.
Yeah,
They
it's
need
a
to
lot to be said in a very little time. I want to see what the start is again. Okay, we've got the same switch up from previous, where we still have Boaster and Durka over towards C. And the response is go A, I guess. I mean, you're going in towards Alpha. You got Chronicle there still, and Hero. Looks like all 5 in on this one.
Shin use his ultimate here. Chronicle down to 19 off a counter spam.
That's nice though. Unconfirmed damage, but it's nice.
Fnatic been winning rounds with multiple players with like 10 HP all series. Is this going to be another one of those, like pistol round?
But look at the position from Durka.
Stole that space. The camera,
Camera won't see him. No, it's around the corner. They don't know about Durka yet. Oh my God, this could be it. Durka, can you be the danger man? Can you be the one to do the damage? No, Magnum keeping hopes alive here for KC. First one found, and is that the green light? Do they try and punish C? Then falling to Boaster. Difficult position to be in. Still a smoke to play. Still is paranoia, but he has to respect this now. Already, Aldrone coming in. Paranoia ready. Trying to go for this little TP. It's a risky play, but it's good so far. Hero working off the back of all the information coming their way. The paranoia as well. Turns the flash now. KC have to re-clear the site. This is so difficult. Boaster could be an absolute danger. A menace in this position. Tries to get away.
Out.
It's bad. It's blow for blow. It's player for player, but look at the HP. Chronicle 19. Boaster 32. And Martin and Array in a much better position here, but they need that plant. They want that time on their side. And that spam, it could be disastrous. Big info. They still don't know about Boaster here. They know about Kron.
Oh my God, no way.
It's all on one man, Narrate. Oh, can he be the man to stand tall here for them? Nightfall, it's gonna catch. Boaster now has to just take a guess, take a gamble, and
No
take
way!
the kill! Boaster closes down on KC. And Fnatic win in 2. I cannot believe what we witnessed today. You could have argued Haven was Fnatic's, but when you look to the rest of the map pool, Lotus, Bind, you've had to have thought KC had that. But this is a new look Fnatic. They look revitalized. They look brand new.
They look happy about it as well. They are, I mean, they've gone through so much this year to get to this point as well, right? They've been, when you're at the top and then you have that fall and you have to kind of climb your way back up, it is a climb. It's a struggle, and it's not easy. And to be able to do it, I mean, right here, you can see exactly how much that is meaning to them right now.
And on the other side, a devastating loss for KC here, but it felt like Fnatic were the better team today. It's hard to clarify in certain ways, because some of it was just pound for pound, Fnatic were hitting shots for a long time. Couple of key timeouts did bring this game back to a closer affair, but it felt almost inevitable with Fnatic after map 1 and that first half in map 2.
One of the things that you can really learn from a loss like this, where you get completely blown out, 13-8, okay, not that bad on the second map. One of the things you can learn from is, hey, when we're not hitting our shots, when we're not having a good game, we need a stronger backup plan. What's our plan C for situations like that? We need to have something else in our repertoire so we can bounce back and pull something out. So this, in the long run, could make KC a much stronger team, and they already are a deadly team. Fnatic, though...
Thanks, Poster. Every time it's like you're hitting like a serious point, he just pulls that out. You're like,
Yeah,
cool.
well, I'm
nice
done.
one. Yeah, no, you're right, though. This long-term could give KC a chance to rebuild and come back stronger. They have to learn through the losses. And you're right, sometimes when everything's working, you don't pick up all those lessons. But here, it will be a stark reminder they've got some work to do. However, we have more for you today before we close out the entire show. We have the post-plant coming up, and it's something you don't want to miss. I believe Boaster and Durka will be joining Yinsu and Kaquka.
That is right, Pansy. They will be joining us in just a moment. But yeah, what a victory for them. Very dominant.
I mean, it's crazy also the way that they closed the entire series. But yeah, very good performance from Fnatic. They're definitely back.
Before we get the boys here, let's take a look at our pay safeguard play of the week. And Kaquka, this one goes to Camo with his fantastic ace.
I think it was crazy. I believe this was the first day of this week. It was a very, very long one, but it definitely was an impactful one when we think about Koi and the performance that they had.
Hopefully we will have the pay safeguard play of the week. But if we do see it, you guys will know it is an ace from Camo. But before we see that play of the week, I guess I can tell you guys about a limited time offer that pay safeguard has as well. You can get a €5 sign-up bonus and spend it on whatever you want, whether it's the team skins, whether it's the bundles. And here is the play of the week.
Yeah, it was insane here on Icebox. I believe there was a lot of pressure to win this game against Giant X, and time after time, he was able to deliver. He also played incredibly today, but it wasn't enough to get the win.
I think it goes to show how impressive that was, because there were so many contenders, I felt like, for the pay safeguard play of the week, but that one goes to Camo indeed. But let's talk about this series we just saw. Definitely how I did not expect for it to go that way. What about you?
I mean, I like the Lotus. I like the adaptation. I like how they were pushed with the Euro and how they had to adapt. I think that Martin was having a banger game. It was very difficult to think about what to do against it and how quick they were going, how all the utility was falling onto place. And still, Fnatic, they managed to come up on top again. But obviously, after that performance on Haven, how could they not?
We have a lot of great rivalries, and I want to pitch Boaster versus Tomazzi on Lotus for the rest of time. Because how is it that every time they play against each other on Lotus, something crazy happens?
I think the trash talk was also very good with Tomazzi saying, "Where's Boaster?
Well,
where's Boaster?"
I'm glad you asked where he is, because he is here. Durka, Boaster, please come and join us. Here's the mic. Yep, here you go.
Yep.
Take a little seat. Congratulations on your victory over KC. I really particularly like the way that Durka decided to Dirk all over them and show them that it was Dirk in time, because you had a fantastic performance, Durka. First of all, how does it feel to play Haven again?
It feels good after all of this time. I mean, it was probably my favorite map with Icebox. Now I'm not really friends with Icebox. I like Haven more.
The friendship is over. The friendship is over. Moreover, what's it like to play a mini series at this point with no Jet? You've just been doing Yoru Rays or some of the other agents as well, but we haven't seen the Jet in a second.
Yeah, I mean, Jet got nerfed a little bit, too much, and at this state of the map, well, I think Yoru comes in like really well on other maps like Haven, for example. You can play really well with rotations and do really good stuff with your util, and I feel like that's a bit more important than Jet just dashing out. Like I feel like I have more creativity and like I have more freedom to make plays on Yoru than Jet.
I wanted to know, was this always the idea for Haven to run a double duelist with the ISO? How do you end up here? Like, even if ISO wasn't buffed or something would have been changed, was the double duelist something that you wanted to run? This came out last minute?
You can answer as well. It's all good. Yeah, you don't need my permission.
Double check in.
I think we decided to cheese it a bit, I think.
Yeah, I think The meta was coming back, and we thought potentially there could be the Viper comps. And I was thinking, well, ISO is really broken right now. We might as well exploit it whilst we can, especially because it really suits our players. We have Alfie and Durka, both able to kind of probably play it. And then obviously we want to get Durka on that AWP as much as possible with the fast rotations. It really suits Haven. And then Alfia being able to flood with the shield. So it just really suited us, and I just thought it would work. And I spoke to Minnie and Elmer. I said, please, please let us run this. And they were like, we could do the breach Sova Jet. And I was like, no, trust me. And then they started to see the light, and then we started getting cooking on it. And yeah, with Minnie's notes and Elmer's kind of prep for the defense side, we were able to kind of work on it every scrim. Not many scrims, but it was good.
Was this you and Alpha begging? Because I know Alpha was definitely there with you, like, oh, get me on the duelist. Or was it, you know, were the rest of the boys on board as well?
Was he sad that he had to play ISO?
No, I said, Alpha, you're playing ISO, and he actually cried, and he was like, no, I really want to play Cypher. No, I'm joking. He was over the moon. I said, you're playing, I'm going to do it to the camera. So I said, you're playing ISO, and he was like, okay, I play ranked right now. And then that's how we got him to play ranked.
Okay, but what about Hero also? Because he had an amazing performance there on Cypher. Did you guys expect it to go that well? Because definitely the ISO and the Euro were not like the big highlight of today's Haven.
You wanna do it?
Yeah, I mean, with Hero coming, I didn't really know what he's gonna play. I think we just switched up a little bit. Like, Kronk can play solo, of course. Alpha can play double duels, and we kind of feel with Hero. I think he did really well. Like, he didn't have much time to prep with us, but I think he has done really well. He's really keen to learn, and like, really amazing guy and fun too to play with, so it's been really great.
Honestly, it's just a fanatic way, right? Every player that you pick up has always been like a hidden gem. Earlier you said that, you know, you and Icebox, you had a bit of a breakup, you know, not your best friend anymore. What about the agents? Is Jet still your, you know, your thing, or have you had a breakup with Jet as well? You got a new best friend?
No, I think Yoro is my best friend. Ever since he got buffed and I started playing him, I'm like, this just gets stronger and stronger. And I think the more you play with him, I think the more stronger you get with him. It's like, I think the skill ceiling on that agent is the highest, and you can do like amazing things with it.
It is fun to watch you guys play that. I want to talk about that Haven a little bit more because, as you would know, Boaster, it's not really the Viper Harbor is not something that a lot of teams do, especially in EU. The pick rate is extremely low, but luckily you have played against Loud about 3 times in 1 year, and Loud are like the godfathers of Viper Harbor. So when you saw that comp come up today, did you immediately think, oh, I know exactly what to do? I know the Sadak wars, I know the timings, or were you kind of like, oh, I'm a little bit confused?
I think obviously the Viper was a lot more oppressive with the double spits and the longer wall and orb combination. You can put both up, combination. But no, I think after playing against Loud, I don't think anyone really can compete in terms of how oppressed we felt in the map. So when we played against KC today, we had a different comp, so it kind of suits against this Viper. We didn't even get to do any attack rounds, which would have been the slightly more difficult side. But in terms of the way that KC were playing, I think they weren't utilizing the comp to its fullest. But they've only had what, like a couple of weeks? No, not even that. A couple of days on the Haven to really get it down. So it's a comp that takes time, and Loud have a lot of reps on it, and we had a few reps on it playing against Loud. So yeah.
Would you recommend the other teams to ban Haven against you?
I guess no, because you want to play it.
I was going to say, yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Honestly, they could do what they want, really. I like 6 maps right now. Sunset, I don't even know what that map is. Like, I came on it, played Sova for a day because I had some lineups, and that was it. So, and we had quick loss against Heretics. Lovely.
Yeah, what about you then Durka? Do you feel the same way about the map pool right now?
Yeah, I mean, I like the maps we're playing right now. Of course, we don't like Sunset, but I think the other maps are just really good for us, and we're having a lot of fun.
When Fracture comes back, it's over. I feel like that's
actually.
Right?
Yeah. I was playing it in Swift Play today.
I hope not. I hope not.
I hope not too.
Yo, Jimmy Lin has been
You
teaching
need
me
to
how to
watch
play
Jimmy
attack.
Lin's attack side guide on. It's a sorry,
It's
that's
a
a
meme,
really
sorry,
deep
it's a
cut
meme.
meme. A very, very, very deep cut meme. Now you're not officially confirmed for playoffs yet, unfortunately. If we take a look at the standing, you still have to, prey on a couple of other teams' downfalls. You still have to win your games, and so on and so forth. But what are your views on just how competitive this league is right now? Because obviously you guys were also one of the teams that probably felt just how difficult it was last split too. I'll start with you, Durka.
Yeah, I mean, at the start of the league, we had some problems. Like, we lost 2 games, I think.
Kickoff, right, yeah.
I mean, kickoff, was a bit hard for us. And even, like, split 1, we went 3-3. And it's like, everyone went 3-3. But I think for our results, it was kind of unexpected. Like, we of course, want more. And we always used to win, like, the regular seasons, like, almost not dropping a game. But, yeah, I mean, it's fine now. Like, I feel like we're coming back. And I think we just gathered so many championship points that it should be just going for the championship points. Like, I think it's the main goal for our team right now.
What do you think?
For me, I got a psychologist. Well, with the help of Yinsu. So, that's quite funny.
I don't know you like that.
So yeah, I was gonna say. But for me, I the way that I think before games and like during games, I'm really trying to have techniques in dealing with it. So when it comes to also thinking about potentially qualifying for champs, and every game kind of matters, especially with the BBL game and then the other game that we played and today's game. Vitality game. There we go. I think, yeah, I just feel very relaxed going into these games, and I know I'm less focused on the outcome and more focused on how we can win. And I have little techniques to help me with that. So, yeah, I'm not too worried about champs. I didn't even know what the standings were. I didn't know that it carried on. So I thought we were 0-0, and everyone was 0-0. But then I was like, oh, wait, we're nowhere near playoffs, but now we've actually won 3 in a row. So we're looking pretty good now. And yeah, I just want to keep winning, keep focusing, and maybe me and the boys tonight hit up a bit of Dark and Darker.
Of course.
Which boys? Which boys? Because
Hero and Althea.
Oh, you don't want to get involved, Durka?
No, I was playing Elden Ring DLC. I was playing Elden Ring DLC.
You will quit, just like he quit our guild.
Yeah, Durka did leave our guild. This is the members of our guild right now.
It
was really boring.
You can't say that live on there, but
Don't
yeah,
say it.
go.
But yeah, I had a question. You're talking about the mental, the help and everything that you're getting. Well, next week you're going to be off. Do you think that is a break that you're going to? Did you know that you had next week off? Because he looked at me as if he didn't.
I did now.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I knew it because we had the double week this week. So I was like, wait, when do we play next? And then it was like a longer week.
So it's only Team Liquid left. So you're talking about the games that you didn't win and so on. You do remember that last year, the last game that you did not win was against Liquid.
Oh, you mean in the finals? It's a different Liquid, to be
Yeah, it
fair.
is.
So we'll allow it. We'll allow that one. And yeah, I mean, I think for me, it's just we're going to use this now week break that we have with no kind of tournaments to really focus on and deep dive into maps, I think, and really think about our macro on all of the maps that we currently have. Also start maybe thinking about Abyss, because that will be coming into play eventually, and start thinking how that's going to work. And yeah, we just want to prep ourselves as much as possible for the Liquid game, and hopefully we win that. And then obviously I think then that's playoffs. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, it will be.
Yeah, it will.
Yeah, it will be playoffs.
So then, yeah, and then for that, and
You're probably going to get more rest now in this week than when you came back from Shanghai. More or less.
Yeah.
No, they got knocked out relatively. Like they had a break.
Yeah, but they, after
had
after
2
Hero
weeks.
joined and everything,
Sorry to do that to you.
no, actually Shanghai was lovely after I got knocked out.
My question is obviously you guys are kind of leaning into the meta now a bit more. We've seen the Deadlock, we've seen the ISO. When are we going to see your Neon? I don't mean Fnatic's Neon. I mean your Neon. Because people don't know how good your Neon is, I feel like.
It's my League of Legends mechanics. What can I say? Mid laner coming in.
Oh my god, you
strafing.
play Nico, don't you?
I feel like, Doug, I need your vouch. Like, how is his Neon all right? Decent?
I have never seen that.
You've never had
And there's
the
probably a
I've never
reason.
seen-
I'll have you know, I think my highest ever ranked stats was 500 ACS on Neon.
There we go.
And that was 3 years ago, so however long it was. So yeah.
On your Smurf.
Yeah, and I've never had a game like that ever. On my
but-
snap. Shut up, man. Yeah.
So who would play the Neon then if you guys had to lean into that as well?
Definitely not Althea, because he's got PTSD from when we played
On Breeze?
before on Pearl.
Oh.
And BCJ is throwing a recon outside B long on Pearl. None of us are breaking it. Althea's dying 5 rounds in a row, and he says, I'm never playing Neon again if you guys can't break a recon.
So you're telling me
but-
there is
but
a
how about-
chance?
It'll be Durka.
But will you break the recon this time? Or are you going to give him PTSD as well?
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, my reaction time ain't fast enough for the recon. I'm barely looking at the minimap. I'm barely looking at my crosshair. I'm looking at the minimap. Did they catch that round against Martine, by the way? That shot
Which
I
one?
did. I was outside C and I've accidentally flicked and one-tapped him.
No, they don't catch
They
a lot
didn't
of
catch
your-
that?
They don't catch a lot
I don't
of your
know,
kills.
maybe I did it,
I'm
I
asking
don't know.
production, go back in the VOD. It was like
They-
2-0, I think, and I accidentally killed him, and it was the craziest flick I've ever done. It was a Hiko, are you kidding
And
me?
it wasn't even intentional.
Yeah, we'll go back in the VOD. and
I
get-
think it's because I think Durka was like getting 4 kills
Yeah.
that round.
Yeah, he
and,
was.
You know, we had to.
Yeah.
We had priorities, but we did catch the Tomazi.
Oh, you saw
Yeah.
it? Oh, they saw it. They
Oh,
saw it.
they did
did.
see it. Oh,
Good.
I
So if they
wasn't.
saw it, then we definitely showed it.
But we did catch the Tomazi clutch, which I don't know if you remember. I feel like you and Tomazi on Lotus always have some kind of
Beef.
Yeah,
Oh.
some kind of beef.
In the tree, on A.
Yes,
Yes.
on it. Yes.
Yeah, I remember that one. I mean, that one was textbook. You know, he can't come behind you. You just hold the front. A little bit of an off angle. He's going to walk into you because he's not going to be running. Hold the walk angle. Crosshair placement for the walk in,
I thought you were
not
looking
for
at
the
the
running.
minimap.
Are we writing this down, guys? Are we
Yeah.
writing this down while you're
If
talking?
you think they're going to walk, adjust the crosshair. If you think they're going to run or swing you, you adjust the crosshair.
All right. Okay,
There you
cool.
go.
I've written it down here. I got it down here. But before we let you guys go, we just got a couple more things. Your ex-teammate, Durka, Cloud, left you a question on yesterday's post plan. So please take a look at this.
Do you think ISO is broken or not?
Ooh. All right, Durka, do you think ISO is broken or not?
Yeah, of course it's broken. It's like, it's a tank. We played Prague, I think, against ISO at one point, and we had trouble on A, and Jake is like, what's going on A? Like, do you guys need help? And I'm like, yeah, the tank is coming and just killing us. We cannot do anything. We're 3 people just holding him. And it's like, nothing to do about it.
You think ISO is broken?
Nah, he's rubbish. I think no, everyone should not be playing him. No, I think he's good, obviously. I think it really depends on the player, though. You need, I'm not gonna lie, you need a Turkish player on him.
Alpha?
They got that different mentality when it comes to playing ISO for some reason. So yeah, like Woot, Althea, those are like the 2 top tier ISOs we've seen thus far. I can't say safe yet because I did take him in a 1v1 in the ulti.
We saw.
It was my second kill of that map, so pretty proud of that one. 2 and 13. Love that.
We saw that. We
Yeah.
saw that. We saw that.
Yeah,
Now, next week, what were the fixtures next week? Do we have a schedule next week? I believe the game, the last
We only
game,
have 3 days. That's new for next week.
it will be Foot versus Gentlemates. So whoever wins in that game will join us on Postplan, and they will answer a question from you guys. We don't know who it's going to be yet. Whoever wins, basically. Would you like to leave a question for them? It doesn't have to be related to the game. Could be anything. I believe Hero's question when he was here was, what is your game day routine to Cloud and Milan? It was a nice little question.
That's a nice question.
It was a lovely
Yeah,
question.
but now you have to think of another one.
But you
Who's
can't
got
ask
the
that.
biggest butt in VCT? Can you say that?
Yeah, can you
I mean, you
ask it
just
again?
did.
Can you ask it again, please?
Come with me, Daga. We're going to say who's got the biggest butt in VCT. 3, 2, 1.
Who's
Who's
got
got
the
the biggest
biggest
butt in VCT?
Oh, Lord. All right, okay. I cannot wait to see what they say.
Yeah.
I'm going to make sure we get CNED.
CNED,
I want to
yes.
hear what CNED has to say
Yes.
about this. But that is
We'll
it.
lock in playoffs and then we'll reply to that.
That is it for us for this week. Thank you very much, you guys at home, for watching. Thank you, Durka and Boaster, for
you.
joining us. Congratulations. Thank you, Kaquka, as well. Do you want to dance us out? We can, we give you the floor. Everyone,
my
give it some courage.
Yeah,
give it some courage.
Yeah, do
Hey,
you want
all of
it?
this? Yeah, go for it. Production, do what you need to do.
Yeah, you tell them.
All right. Have a good night.
Thank you very much.
If Koi win here, if they beat Gentlemates, doesn't matter what the map difference is, Foot will 100% be locked for playoffs.
An absolutely perfect round from Gentlemates, and my god, the impact of Cadaver ain't going anywhere.
But he cannot push elbow. But he can.
For Koi, what a turnaround this has been. The ball is most certainly rolling for the attackers. Fighting to take a chance! What a play by Gentlemates!
What is that from Tankers? Let's go, Liga! Super!
Gentlemates will take that first map, and Mitch with Split coming up next. I'm a worried man.
Nice! Groovy, let's go!
Fighting to take us all the way to Lotus. And Mates have found it 11 to 11, neck and neck.
How are we gonna win a game, bro?
13 to 11, back-to-back nail biters, but it's Gentlemates walking out with the victory.
It's going to be the third time these two teams face each other this year, and it's always been a banger. It's time to bring out Fnatic and Carmichael onto the stage.
Swimming.
So much to be seen between these two. A real litmus test of who is towards the top.
But Hero! A moment to shine for the young gun! Martin wins his the hero again! This guy is fitting in with Fnatic like he's been in from the start.
Nice, Hero. Good comms.
Fnatic, a clear-cut affair. 13 rounds and barely a mark back for KC.
Lotus coming up next. Do they have what it takes?
You can only be so quick when you got that heavy thing on you.
Boaster takes his life. 4 kills for him this round.
Alright, you're game best.
I've never seen you lose those.
Hello? Yeah, I don't lose those.
There it is. Nice from KC. Couple of good rounds now back to back. Boaster now has to just take a guess, take a gamble, and
No
takes
way.
the kill! Boaster closes down on KC. And Fnatic win in 2.
One time for your mind.